Medusa, villain or victim? The true story behind the myth. The camera pans over dark, ancient Greek temple ruins shrouded in mist. Crumbling columns reach toward a stormy sky. A soft whisper of the wind carries eerie echoes of the past. Suddenly, a close-up of a stone statue reveals a woman's face with serpents for hair, a petrifying yet mesmerizing gaze of Medusa. Ever wonder if some of those legendary villains might have gotten a bad rap? Today, we're diving deep into one of Greek mythology's most misunderstood figures, Medusa. Was she truly the monstrous villain we've been led to believe, or is there another side to her story? Stick around, because we're about to uncover the true story behind the myth and explore whether Medusa was a villain, a victim, or perhaps something in between. The origins of Medusa. Alright, let's rewind a bit. Before all the snake hair and stone-turning stares, Medusa was actually a beautiful mortal woman. Medusa was famed for her exceptional beauty. Her long flowing hair and striking features caught the eye of many. She was so enchanting that she became a priestess in the temple of Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war. But here's the catch: as a priestess, Medusa took a vow of chastity. In ancient Greece, this was a big deal. Women, especially those serving the gods, were expected to be pure and devoted. Society back then had some pretty strict rules about this stuff. The defining incident. Now, here's where things get complicated. Enter Poseidon, the god of the sea. One day, Poseidon noticed Medusa and was instantly captivated by her beauty. Their encounter in Athena's temple was either a consensual moment or, sadly, an assault. Regardless of the details, their meeting didn't go unnoticed. Athena found out about the desecration of her sacred space and was furious. Feeling disrespected, Athena decided to punish Medusa. Was Medusa really to blame here? That's one of the big questions we'll tackle. Athena transformed Medusa into a gorgon, a creature with snakes for hair and a gaze that could turn anyone to stone. Was this transformation a cruel punishment, or was there more to it? Some interpretations suggest it might have been a twisted form of protection, making sure no one could ever hurt Medusa again. Transformation into a gorgon. Let's talk about Medusa's new look. Instead of her luscious locks, her hair becomes a nest of venomous snakes. Her once beautiful eyes now petrify anyone who meets her gaze. In Greek mythology, snakes are powerful symbols. They often represent rebirth, transformation, and cunning. After her transformation, Medusa was banished and forced to live in isolation. Everyone feared her, and no one understood her plight. She became a monster in the eyes of the world, but was she really one at heart? Medusa in ancient art and literature. Despite her fearsome reputation, Medusa's image was everywhere in ancient times. In early artwork, Medusa was shown as a grotesque creature. But her image was often used as a protective symbol. Soldiers would place her visage on shields and armor to ward off evil. Over time, her depiction started to change. She became more humanized, more tragic. The Romans played a big role in this shift, offering new interpretations of her story. The hero's quest. Perseus and Medusa. Now, let's bring in Perseus, one of Greek mythology's celebrated heroes. King Polydectes sent Perseus on a seemingly impossible quest: bring back the head of Medusa. Perseus had some divine help. Athena and Hermes offered him gifts like winged sandals, a reflective shield, and a magical sword. Using the reflective shield to avoid looking at Medusa, Perseus managed to behead her while she slept. From Medusa's blood, the winged horse Pegasus and the giant Chrysaor were born. Even in death, Medusa brought forth life. Perseus didn't just stop there. He used Medusa's head as a weapon, turning his enemies to stone. It's a bit ironic. The very thing that cursed Medusa became a tool for glory in the hands of a hero. Interpretations of Medusa's myth. What does Medusa really represent? Some see her as a symbol of female rage and suffering, an embodiment of those who have been silenced and oppressed. Sigmund Freud interpreted Medusa's head as a representation of castration anxiety. Fast forward to modern times, Medusa has been embraced by feminist thinkers as an icon of resistance against patriarchal norms. She's been reimagined as a figure of strength rather than just terror. Medusa. Villain or victim? Was Medusa a villain or a victim? She suffered a grave injustice. punished for something that wasn't her fault, transformed into a monster. It's hard not to feel sympathy for her. On the other hand, traditional narratives paint her as a dangerous creature that needed to be defeated. But maybe it's time we reevaluate that story. The gods played a massive role in her fate, highlighting the dynamics of power and the often unfair treatment of mortals in mythology. Many storytellers are reshaping her myth, portraying Medusa as a figure deserving of empathy. That's a narrative shift that's long overdue. So, there you have it. We've journeyed from Medusa's origins as a beautiful maiden to her tragic transformation into a feared monster. It's clear that Medusa's story isn't black and white. She's neither solely a villain nor purely a victim. Maybe the real lesson here is the importance of looking beyond the surface, to challenge traditional narratives and seek out the untold stories. Thanks for hanging out with me today and delving into this captivating myth. Now, I'm curious, what do you think? Is Medusa a villain, a victim, or something more nuanced? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this little mythological deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the legends of the past. Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring. Credits and acknowledgements. A huge shout out to the ancient storytellers whose tales have stood the test of time. Sources for today's video include works like Ovid's Metamorphoses, and modern analyses from historians and scholars. Appreciate you all for tuning in. If there's a myth or legend you'd like me to explore next, let me know. Stay curious, friends. See you in the next video.